we have a little impromptu tutorial for these crochet sensory marble toys. They're really quick to make up. They're great for using up little scrap skeins of yarn. All you need is some cotton. I feel like they work best in either a cotton or a cotton blend. These are about an 8 to 10 ply, and most of these recommend either a 4mm or a 4.5mm hook. So that equates to either a G or a 6, or a 7 if you're in the US. But I will be using a 3.5mm hook or an E. An E. So that's what I'm going to be using today. You're also going to need some marbles and also a darning needle and a little pair of scissors. So these are ones that I have just made this morning. This one I did one round shorter. So if you prefer to have a little bit of a firmer fit, I guess, for the marble, then you will do one less row than what I'm going to do. This is a fairly loose fit, but it still feels quite good to actually push the marble through. And I just think the using two colours, I think it just looks really good as well. So we are going to make them like this for this tutorial, but feel free to add one less row if that's what you would prefer. Now I am going to be using these two colours for my tutorial. As I said, now this does recommend a 4mm hook, but as I said, I will be using a 3.5. Now in this tutorial, we will be carrying the yarn. It makes it really easy rather than tying off and starting again. And then you just need to weave in the ends. It's really quite simple. So we are going to make a little slip knot. You don't have to do it this way. You can do it your preferred method. And after I get some extra yarn, we are going to be chaining 21. I try to not do these too tight. 21, and then in the second loop from the hook, so not this one here but that next one, going to do a single crochet. So insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both. We are just going to single crochet back along the chain all the way until the end, and we're going to have 20 stitches. So 20 is your stitch count for this project. So I'm just going to single crochet my way back to the end. Now I'll be doing 2 rows. The chain doesn't count as a row, so this is row 1. I'll be doing one more row back, so 2 rows of each colour. You could choose to just do one colour if you prefer, if you're not comfortable with carrying yarn. As I said, this is it's not very difficult. But yeah, if you prefer just to do one colour, or if you have a variegated yarn that changes colour itself, feel free to do that. If you want to try some different colour combinations, you can do as I do. Okay, so we're at the end of the row there. Going to chain 1 and turn, and I need to make sure I go back into that last stitch because the chain does not count as a stitch. So I'm just going to make my way back. I do like to keep count as I'm going back, just to ensure that I'm not missing a stitch anywhere. So we are just continuing to use single crochet throughout the pattern. Now this little tube that I'm making fits, I would say that these marbles that I have, I'd say that they're a fairly standard size. However, if you were using bigger or smaller marbles, you would just need to, I guess, adjust the pattern. If you're using a bigger marble, you would need to add extra rows. If you're using a smaller marble, you would add less rows. Okay, so I'm almost at the end here. Making sure you keep count because you don't want to miss this last little stitch here. And also, I should have added, make sure that you're going through, you've got your little V there, so that you're going through both pieces of yarn there, the whole stitch. Okay, whoops, I shouldn't have finished off there because I'm changing colours. Okay, so that's the end of the blue. I'm not going to cut it off. I'm just going to pull out a bit more pink and then pick up my pink here, pull through, and now do my chain one like normal. Chain one, turn my work. This has no purpose now, so I will actually just crochet over it just to secure it into the project. So making sure that I don't miss that first stitch, crocheting over my pink piece of yarn and making sure I go through both, going under the V, so collecting both pieces of yarn there. I love that you can just go wild with your colour combinations here. You could add more colours in if you like. I just find that 2 colours I think looks really good, and it's really quite easy just carrying the 2 colours up the side. These little fidgets are great. For example, I work in a high school and I support a lot of students with anxiety, depression, ADHD, autism, many things. I can chop that off later. And yeah, it's a really great little fidget. I've made numerous ones before, taken them into work, and the kids like them. They really like them. Okay, so we're at the end there. Chain one, turn. I'm going to come back for my second row, making sure I don't miss that first stitch. These also cost almost nothing to make. I purchased the marbles for approximately $2, I believe, at a, we just call them like a junk shop here, but you know the kind of shops where it's kind of a discount shop. And there was a number of marbles. I don't think it tells me. Oh yeah, there were 20 marbles in there, so very inexpensive. And this cotton that I'm using I have had in my stash for a very long time. As I said, actually they're all cotton blends, and I find that they work nicely for this project, nice and sturdy. Right, so I'm coming up to the end. So as I go into my last stitch, make sure I don't miss it. Pull up a loop, and now I'm going to change colours. So again, I'm not cutting off the pink, I'm just letting it hang there. And then I'm just going to pull up the blue, making sure it's not too tight. It's just, you can see, it's just gently carried up there. The pink's just hanging. Chain one, turn, and work my way back. I'm doing my 2 rows. Yeah, so as I said, these are very quick to make. Yeah, you could sell them, or you could make them for someone that you know. It'd also be good for someone with dementia or something like that. Okay, ensuring I don't miss my last stitch here. Chain 1, turn, and just continue. So I will be doing 3 rows of pink, and there will be 4 rows of the blue for this particular fidget. As I said earlier, if you would like it to be firmer and have to use a little more force to push the marble through, feel free to have less rows. This one is just working for me. Okay, coming up to the end of the second row, so before I complete the stitch, I'm going to drop that blue, pick my pink back up, just gently pull it through. If I turn it over, you can see they're just carrying up the side there. Chain 1, just pull that a little bit, work my way back. So I will just continue this along. You can watch, I'll have the music playing, and then I'll come back and speak towards the end. final stitch, and we will be cutting the blue off now. Just pull that through. Okay, now we'll get on to sewing it up. Okay, so I've got my marble there. This is just where I crocheted over the tail there, so I'm just going to snip that little bit off carefully. Now, it doesn't really matter which side you use. I prefer, actually, I'll probably just do it that way, but it doesn't really matter. Now, here are my yarn. Here's my yarn that's being carried up the side, and here is the pink. Now I'm going to use my crochet hook to bring that pink down to the middle. Okay, so I've got it in the middle now, and I'm going to chain one, and we're just folding it in half so that we can make our little tube that the marble is going to go into. So now the most important part here is just making sure you go through both, like at least 2 loops on either side so that it's nice and secure. I've got the yarn tails there, so I'm going to be going over those as well, or the yarn that I carried, sorry. Hang on, I'm a bit stuck here. Hang on, we'll try that again. And then we are just single crocheting the sides together. The amount that you do doesn't really matter. The main thing is that you're going through both sides and you want it to be nice and secure so the marble doesn't come out. Okay, this little yarn tail's in the way, but I will weave that in at the end. So I think we can fit maybe another one, and then we'll do the corner. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the corner on one side, into the corner on the other, and then I'm going to do 3 single crochet into that corner, and that's just going to turn me around so I can work my way back. Now it's a lot easier going through these sides to come back. Okay, just going through both sides. Again, the stitch count doesn't matter, but basically if you don't go through each stitch you may end up with a little hole. So you can see the contrast of the colours looks quite nice here. I'm going to actually pop my marble in now. I'll probably just make this the corner, so I'll add another 2 into there. get him out of the way because I'm going to weave him in at the end. Now you can see here I've only managed to catch one little loop there, so I need to go back and grab another one. So do always just check that. Okay, one more. And it's going to do me. So now I'm just going to cut my yarn, pull that through, and now I've just got 1, 2, 3 little yarn tails to hide, but that's easy enough to do. Grab my needle. So I'm going to start with this one here. And it's really no different to weaving in any other end. I like to just kind of find a little bit of chunkiness to go through there. I can't think of a better word, but you know what I mean. Pull that through, and then I might just go under one of those loops and then back. I can feel that that's quite secure. That's not going anywhere. Snip that off. Do this other blue one. I'm going to just take it up to the corner here and then down the side. Make sure I pick up another loop here, and then I'm going to go back. That's really enough for that one. One more. And I do just like to make sure it's relatively neat here, so I'm going to just make one more little knot. Neat and secure, I guess, is key. Little knot, and then I'm just going to bring it back. Maybe once more. Pick up another pink loop. Make my way back. And there we go. So that didn't take too long at all, and it looks quite nice with the two different colours. So go wild with your colour choices. As I said, it's great for scrap yarn. So these ones I've done 4 of colour A, 4 double rows, sorry, of colour A, and then 3 of colour B. And in this smaller one here, I have done 3 double rows of each. So yeah, each to their own. As I said, I quite like the bigger one, and I like that I like how it works up, and you can see the different contrasts there. So yeah, there we go. Make as many as you like. I think you'll find that kids love them, and even some adults. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please ensure that you consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed, and stay tuned for more tutorials.